The heel is another area of customization. You can use the included purple heel lift to elevate the heel in the boot, which can reduce heel slippage, irritation, or shin splints. Or you can use the included green heel wedge. It's angled, so depending on the way you install it, it can help correct pronation or supination issues. This metatarsal pad can be installed on the top side of the footbed to help reduce numbness in the toe and ball area of the foot. Getting the proper fit is really simple. What you'll need to do is take your existing insole out of your skates. Then all you need to do is line the two up on top of each other and trace and trim to fit. The R-Fit footbed kit is available now at any of our authorized retailers. And for more information, you can always visit our website at www.roller.rydellskates.com.
Come celebrate summer with the Dairyland Dolls, Saturday, June 20th and Saturday, July 11th at the Hartmeyer Ice Arena. Doors at 5, action at 6. But wait, there's more. The Dairyland Dolls will be shaking things up with a special outdoor exhibition bout on Saturday, June 27th during the Festival Food Shake the Lake celebration at the Monona Terrace. Event opens at 5, derby at 6. Come for derby, stay for fireworks. Find the derby in you. MadRollandDolls.com.
Turnaround Skates is proud to support the 2015 Midwest Brouhaha. We are a Derby-owned roller skate shop in Buffalo, New York. Our focus is providing our customers with innovative and quality skates, parts, and protective gear from all the top manufacturers. Our customers represent a variety of skating styles and backgrounds. Our boutique shopping experience focuses on finding the right skates and gear for you. We also add a bit of style with our fun accessories and clothing. Visit us in Buffalo or online at turnaroundskates.com.
Hi everybody, this is Zach here from Rydell Skates, and we're here to talk to you today about an exciting new product we have. This is our R-Fit footbed kit. It's designed to help alleviate pain and reduce some soreness that people commonly get while skating. First, let's talk about the R-Fit footbed itself. It's a high-density foam with a soft top cover on it. It allows for a lot more cushion and support for a safer and more effective skating session. On the back side, there's Velcro components that allow you to attach adjustable arch supports and heel wedges to it, which is really where all the customization comes in. Installed in the footbed is a blue arch support, which is neutral. There's also a red arch support, which is for high arches, and an orange arch support, which is for low arches. Installation and swapping them out is really simple. All you need to do is just peel the Velcro off and then install the new insert. The heel is another area of customization. You can use the included purple heel lift to elevate the heel in the boot, which can reduce heel slippage, irritation, or shin splints. Or you can use the included green heel wedge. It's angled, so depending on the way you install it, it can help correct pronation or supination issues. This metatarsal pad can be installed on the top side of the footbed to help reduce numbness in the toe and ball area of the foot. Getting the proper fit is really simple. What you'll need to do is take your existing insole out of your skates. Then all you need to do is line the two up on top of each other and trace and trim to fit. The R-Fit footbed kit is available now at any of our authorized retailers. And for more information, you can always visit our website at www.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm Val Capone. I'm joined here by one of my partners in crime from the Windy City Rollers.
I'm Bryant Mumble, and welcome back to track number one, Derby Laces track number one at Brouhaha 2015, the sixth rendition.
The sixth annual. By the way, we already have the dates for
June
the
3rd.
7th, June 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Yep. So plan your schedules now. Get your teams in line so you can come on out to Brouhaha.
Yeah, I mean, it's crucial. The way that there's so much derby everywhere all over the world today, it's crucial that we plan our vacations accordingly. All right, so we're going to be bringing to you the Twin City Terrors are going to be taking on the Puget Sound Outcasts. The Outcasts, of course, just did their usual warm-up of getting their eyes, their mouths, their lungs, and their brains in sync, and they sang the national anthem. And the entire
Twin City
team
was right there with them.
The entire team of Twin
They got
City
on their
Terrors,
knee.
they all took a knee. A couple, Freight Train was
Very much.
saluting and singing along. Their bench coach was in it with them. It was great. It was good camaraderie to see, to start out the day.
And
So
I think we're going to get our first jam in before we get rosters by the looks of things. But in the first jam for 10 City Terrors, it's going to be Fire Wally.
and he is taking on the one and only 24/7 Chuck Hendrick.
So after this jam, we will go over their rosters as we begin here. Who will draw first blood?
Chuck Hendrick takes to the outside. He's trying to get through, gets a bit of assistance from Michael Jensen. He has one blocker left to go. That is the pivot of the TC Terrors. Boom! We have a lead jammer for the first jam, and it is Hollywood Chuck Hendrick.
Fire Wally still in the pack, getting held up by number 56, Michael Jensen of Puget Sound. And we have our first penalty going to Dylan Botts of Puget Sound in blue and yellow trim.
Oh, Chuck Hendrick with a nice jammer block, but it took himself out of the picture as well, as Fire Wally is now out of the pack. Chuck decides, you know what, I'm going to call this. We're going to see how many points they picked up. That is 5 points. That's your first Rydell Skates Grand Slam of the day.
So quickly for Twin City Terrors, we have 00 Derby Monster, 0405 is Paul of Duty, 103 is Loose Wheel, 2000 David Smashelhoff. Tim Chilla is number 3, 308 is Carl Marksman, 31 Jamit Dim, 404 is Fire Wally, 42 Egon Strangler, 609 Baron Von Bean, 66 Sampson, 808 Steve Sweat, and 88 is Nate's. Nader's gonna hate.
Nader's gonna
Nate.
All right, well, I'll get you the Puget Sound Outcast roster in just a moment, but I will tell you that they are in blue, and that blue helmet cover with yellow star is being worn by Scott Slamilton, number 100. Scotty took a bit of a tumble at the back of the pack. Who do we have jamming for the Terrors?
That is Tim Chilla hanging out in turn 1, trying to make his way towards turn 2, and he does clear the pack. He is your lead jammer. First lead jammer status for the Twin City Terrors.
Tim Chilla has been skating with the TC Terrors for years now. Scotty Slamilton out of the pack. Pack is very fast-paced and quite thinned out, spread out a bit.
The packs are moving along quite quickly here as we start out. 3 points for the Twin City Terrors.
Now, there was something black on the ground, and Thunderstruck picked it up. It looks like a piece of somebody's mouth guard actually popped out, but it's no longer on Derby Laces track 1, courtesy of Thunderstruck picking up the obstruction on the track. We have Corporal Punishment lining up in blue. That's blue 55 for Seattle.
Loose wheel out there for Twin City Terrors.
Now, a lot of people ask that question, why is Seattle on the chest of the Puget Sound Outcast? Well, Puget Sound represents a large region in the Pacific Northwest.
It's a water, the sound.
A sound, but I hear the sound of whistles being blown, and that means the lead jammer has been awarded to a skater. That is Corporal Punishment of Puget Sound Outcast.
Loose wheel going to the penalty box.
Yeah, that's going to be a track cut and an insubordination, so he's going to get a full minute in the sin bin, the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino's penalty box. He's looking at the official saying, I don't know why I'm getting a second penalty.
It doesn't really matter, does it?
Doesn't really matter.
Points being scored by the Puget Sound, and a nice block there by number 42. However, it was a penalty on Egon Strangler.
Yeah, Egon Strangler going to the box for being out of play. 5 more points picked up by Puget's own Corporal Punishment. That is a Rydell Skates Grand Slam. And just as soon as I finish saying that, another 5 points for Puget Sound Outcast, Corporal Punishment.
4-on-3 in the pack in favor of Puget Sound right now, and Puget Sound aggressively creating some space for their jammer, and points awarded, 4 of them for the Puget Sound. So who do we have for Puget Sound in this match today?
Oh, in this match today, you mean?
The overall.
Okay, we have 0-0-0, Sweet Pea. 100 is Scott Slamilton. 11, Thunderstruck. 13 is Guerrero. 14, Ryrod. 23, you may have heard of him, I don't know. He's a new guy. Quadzilla. 2, 4, 6, 8, Dylan Botts, and I'll get the rest of you in just a minute, but I will tell you that Thunderstruck is the lone jammer on the track and picked up lead jammer for the Puget Sound Outcast.
On the Sakatumi Power Jam, approaching for a scoring pass. Gets recycled to the back of the pack, and back at it is Thunderstruck.
Thunderstruck forced to the outside by Egon Strangler, but Dylan Botts is not having any of it. In case you're wondering, that's not a new skater out there. That is Dilly Dally, now skating as Dylan Botts. 5 points picked up for Thunderstruck. That is a Rydell Skates Grand Slam.
Loose wheel came out of the penalty box, now going back to the penalty box. Back block penalty on the jammer for TCT.
Thunderstruck is out again. That's another 5 points. A Rydell Skates Grand Slam.
Watching that pack form, Puget Sound isolating on one blocker for the Twin City Terrors, and that allows
the bench coach for the Puget Sound Outcast, Brandy King, one of my favorite, and I do not say this loosely. I legit mean that. We have a deep friend-love affair, she and I. Used to actually coach the Puget Sound Outcast alongside of her last year, so I'm really proud to see her holding the helm with these guys this weekend, alongside Holly Botts, who is actually Dylan's mother. So both of them skate for the Rat City All-Stars program. We have 3 on the board for the Twin Cities. We have 39 on the board for Puget. And we have Quadzilla wearing the star for the first time today for the Puget Sound Outcast. With a quickness, he is awarded lead jammer.
Quickly around number 3, Tim Chilla, spinning move around turn 2 to get past him.
Yeah, Tim Chilla is the pivot for Twin City Terrors, and that is a great maneuver because a lot of times people just place, the pivot cap on their helmet willy-nilly. You really have to give it to somebody that can jam, and if anybody can jam, it is definitely Tim Chilla.
We're definitely seeing more and more. There's Tim Chilla again with a jammer recycle on Quadzilla.
Perfectly timed takeout of Quadzilla right as he was at about 19.5 feet. Tim Chilla popped him into the infield force him to re-enter through the back of the pack, but Quadzilla is already out, picking up 5 more points for the Puget Sound Outcasts.
You were saying the pivot stripe is more important. We're getting a lot of more star passes as we progress in the world of Derby, as Quadzilla now on another scoring pass here.
And that's interesting that you say that, because it seems as though there is a star pass attempt going on.
As
now,
Tim Chill is holding the star for Twin City.
You couldn't even tell unless you follow that split-second movement, but he is kind of gripping it in his hand so you can't see it. That's the new trend, of course, these days.
You stash it a little bit, yeah.
The star stash doesn't always equate to a star pass, but this time it
Tim Chilla, he was on the ground for a minute just staring at the ref. I'm not 100% sure why he was slow to get up, but he's back at it again. Now he's going to the box.
Yeah, he's going to the box for a track cut, unfortunately.
And he's holding the jammer star, so I believe he's going to be the jammer in this case. And we've had some Rydell Skates power jams there. We're looking at 49-3 in favor of the Puget Sound Outcasts. We'd like to thank Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. We tell you to play, stay, and get lucky at Milwaukee's #1 entertainment destination. Table games, dining, shows, hotels, it's all there. Only at Potawatomi.
And it's all out there on the track. We have a destruction of a pack penalty assessed to number 808. That is Steve Sweat on the Twin City Terrors. Corporal punishment was declared lead jammer for the Puget Sound Outcasts.
Puget Sound has scored 44 points in the last 3 jams, and that's another 5 there, extending their already nice lead, 54-3. And going for more, 10 so far in this jam for number 55, Corporal Punishment.
Hollywood Chuck Hendrick is back on the track out of the box. He is out there with Bold Nugget, if you will. Thunderstruck and Dylan Botts.
Derby Monster is holding up Corporal Punishment there for a little while as Tim Chilla back on the track, the jammer for Twin City.
Now Tim Chilla thought he was able to re-enter because
and now he's back in the box.
Hollywood Chuck Hendrick had actually gone off the track, but he still had cut other members of the Outcast. So while he thought that, he was free and clear to step back in legally, he wasn't. He was assessed a track cut, Brian Lumble. Yeah, that's a lot of back and forth, kind of like when you're watching a tennis match, just watching it pop back and forth.
When all is said and done, though, we're looking at a nice lead here from Puget Sound, 73-3. And we line up again here.
Well, let me give you the rest of the lineup of the Puget Sound Outcasts. We have 2468, that is Dylan Botts. 24-7, Hollywood Chuck Hendrick. 24K, Nugget. 33, Arsenic. 55, Corporal Punishment. 56, Michael Jensen. 77, Here's Johnny. And number 8, Hunter.
We'd like to thank Hinckley Productions. They've been a friend to Derby since 2008, providing live video production services and bringing you this live broadcast at Brouhaha. Support free streaming Derby with your DVD purchases at hinkleyproductions.com. As we look at the Twin City Terrors, we see Freight Train wearing that sling on his arm. He had a deep shoulder bruise from yesterday, so he is out today.
It was brutal. He actually had the most points scored at the time in which he was taken out of the game due to injury. But then he returned to the bench and kept his team pumped up and just kept saying, come on, boys, we got this. And even though they ended up losing, and it was a pretty brutal loss to Texas Outlaws, the whole time he was there being a cheerleader, cheering them on. All right, we have Scott Slamilton out and about. He is picking up lead jammer for the Puget Sound Outcasts.
On the Sakatumi Power Jam, let's see what he can do here.
Scotty right up the inside. Great sweeping offense by all the blockers in blue out there. Hunter, Arsenic, Quadzilla, and now Ryrod actually going to the penalty box for the Puget Sound Outcasts.
Tim Chilla back on the track, I believe holding the jammer star for Twin City.
Trying to make a star stash, but not exactly a star pass. It's supposed to add an element of surprise, if you will. He wouldn't be eligible to pick up points on that first pass anyway. He can't get lead jammer.
Through.
Might as well try whatever he can to get through.
He did get through there and put on the star, but not after a few more points there for the Puget Sound scoring 12 in that jam, bringing their total 85-3. Turnaround Skates, they are your source for roller derby skates, protective gear, and apparel. They are the official skate tech of this tournament and offer wheel regrooving, bearing cleaning, and skate repairs. After you check out their merch, if you need your name on a number on a t-shirt, they can do that too. And we are back to the action.
And we have a new jammer out on the track for the Puget Sound Outcast. Now, he's definitely not new to jamming, and he's certainly not new to the Puget Sound Outcast, but Michael Jensen, formerly known as Bonus Jonas, is out there and is your lead jammer. And
we have Derby Monster is the jammer for Twin Cities.
Derby Monster just got assessed a misconduct penalty. So he's going to be going to the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box.
Quite a few jammer slots have been taken up in that Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box in this matchup so far. That's a Rydell Skates Grand Slam for Michael Jensen. And Michael Jensen powering his way through for another Grand Slam. 10 points so far in this jam for Michael Jensen. And the pack speed moving fairly slow right now.
And with good reason, you know, they have plenty of time to kill before Derby Monster was released from the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino's penalty box. There was 3 more points added to the Puget Sound Outcast total. 3 on the board for the Twin City Terrors and 98 for the Puget Sound Outcast.
Steve Sweat got a penalty at the end of that jam for Twin City for being out of play. Engaging out of play as we rejoin the action, and Twin City occupies the pivot line.
But you'll notice none of them are actually lined up on it because the pivot,
right.
Steve Sweat, is sitting in the penalty box. Let's not forget.
Point. You still cannot.
Let us not forget. That is one of the few. That's one of the few things the pivots can do, Bryant Mumble.
Be on the pivot line.
And Thunderstruck is lead jammer for the Puget Sound Outcast. You can hear Quadzilla calling to his teammates, Hunter and Quadzilla attacking Tim Chilla as Thunderstruck just jumps backwards over the apex, picking up 5 points.
Nice work by these Puget Sound blockers holding up Tim Chilla, and then Thunderstruck thunders through.
That he did.
For a Rydell Skates Grand Slam. It was a power Grand Slam, I'll call it
that.
It
was a powerful Grand Slam, that's for sure. Here's
Quadzilla single-handedly holding off Tim Chilla there.
Thunderstruck making his way through the pack. Here's Johnny trying to race up and keep that pack in line with Corporal Punishment. Corporal Punishment does have to let Tim Chilla go. 5 more points, another Rydell Skates Grand Slam for the Outcasts.
And that's going to end the jam there. 2 more points for the Puget Sound. That was 17 on the jam. Looking pretty good in this first half of play. 115-3 over the Twin City Terrors. Quite a decent amount of power jams in this first half.
Jamming for the first time in this game is Nugget. Nugget was a transfer, a pickup from Drive-By Rollers.
And for Twin City, it's Nader's Gonna Nate.
Nader's Gonna Nate.
And Nader's Gonna Nate trying to make his way up towards the front. Gets ridden out of bounds and recycled back. And it's going to be a Sakatumi Power Jam for Twin Cities.
Yeah, Nugget will be going to the penalty box, the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box for a forearm.
And so here's Nader's Gonna Nate. Here's the opportunity the Twin City Terrors need. Nader's trying to muscle his way through, but
not
Hollywood.
Chuck Hendrick. That's a hard muscle to get past. And you know what? Chuck did a nice block there, taking Nate out just a bit. Nate thought he was free and clear. He was not. He actually cut the track. So Nugget will be released from the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino's penalty box. That's a gamble when you say that real fast, Mumble.
And so Nugget on the power jam. I believe the initial pass here for Nugget.
On the Sakatumi Power Jam. Nugget's got 3 blockers left at the top of the pack. That's
Nader's gonna Nate. Skips the apex.
Yes, he does, and he tries to get past his own pivot, loose wheel.
That was an initial
Strangler.
Initial pass there. And now Nader's gonna Nate. It's plowed out of bounds.
Nice offense by the pivot of the Outcast, that is Dylan Botts. Nugget is out now. He's eligible to score. Nader's going to nate, still trying to get through.
Both jammers on the scoring pass here. Nugget with some room on the inside gets the points. 4 of them so far.
And I see a strike going to the box. That is loose wheel 103. He's already on his 4th box trip, Bryant Mumble.
That's a lot of penalties early on in the first half here. We have approached the halfway point of the first half, but you don't want to have that many at this point. Nader's going to nate. I kind of lost track of him there. There, I see him again. There he is.
He's the one with the star on his head. Oh, he's the one that just took a giant shoulder to the sternum by Chuck Hendrick.
And in that jam, when all is said and done, we're looking at 13-4 in favor of the Puget Sound Nugget. You see him there, and he wants more points, so he tells his bench coach.
That's Holly Botts and Brandy King on the bench with him. Brandy King's going out there to talk to Ogre and just say, hey, just trying to see how many points. Okay, just making sure. Not calling for a review quite yet, folks.
He's kind of saying, hey now, as we... That's the first points for the Tent City Terrors since jam number 2. I'm sorry, Twin City Terrors. It's an old habit of mine.
Yeah, TC Terrors, the Tent City Terrors is the Arizona Roller Derby travel team for the women. And TC Terrors is the men's travel team for Minneapolis-St. Paul.
On the back stretch, we got a power jam as... It's a Fire Wally gets a forearm penalty. It was Fire Wally's first attempt wearing the jammer star today, and didn't work out.
No, he actually started out the jam. That was the very first.
My bad.
That's all good.
Penalty on me.
404 error on your part.
Right you are.
I just figured out what Fire Wally meant, by the way, ladies and gents.
So Fire Wally cooling his jets in the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box, and that gives Thunderstruck the Sakatumi Power Jam.
That's actually Scott Slamilton,
oh
number
my
100.
Goodness.
No worries ever. Scotty's on the case. He's got lead jam for Puget Sound Outcast.
TC Terrors on the penalty kill here, trying their best.
Trying to slow down Scott Slamilton is a difficult feat, my friend.
It looks like it, as Scott looks like he's a talented guy.
Well, he actually is one of the members of Team USA. He played at the Men's World Cup last March and was one of the skaters that helped bring home the gold for Team USA.
USA.
There was some of that, yes.
Yes, there always is.
5 points high in the sky. That is a Rydell Skates Grand Slam. But out of the pack now, Fire Wally.
The pack getting spread out and giving some room to Fire Wally. Bean dip around the outside. He got 3 points. Extending their lead 144-7. Just past the 12-minute mark of the first half of play.
Quadzilla Blue 23 will be wearing the star for the Outcasts.
And that's going to be Derby Monster, number 00 for the TC Terrors, and we're occupying the unsponsored pivot line.
Well, the Jammers were right behind the notorious RED Jammer line. Derby Monster trying to take up the inside. He's being taken to the outside by Nugget, and Ryrod trying to put the stop on him. Almost passed. Derby Monster gets out, gets past Nugget, and picks up lead jammer for the TC Terrors. That is the first time since the second jam that they've gotten lead jammer.
And Quadzilla going to try to put a stop to it as he does ride him out of bounds, and he's going to recycle him back. How far is the question? As a jammer, you can keep going.
I think if Quadzilla had his way, he would take him all the way back to Seattle. Well, it's just a guess.
That's past Minnesota.
It might be.
It might be upsetting.
I don't really know regional geography, but it might be.
And so he does recycle him all the way back into the pack, and now Quadzilla gets free of the pack. A very long eat the baby.
Yeah, he is now eligible to score. That was a great spin move out of the pack, courtesy of Quadzilla. Ryrod going in the penalty box for the Outcasts.
Derby Monster still has that lead jammer status. Quadzilla was calling it off there for a second, but
well, he is not eligible to because he is not lead jammer, my friend.
Derby Monster is, and he got 4 points so far.
Derby Monster getting past Gino Guerrero. Guerrero trying to break up that black wall to help Quadzilla out. Nice offense by number 13, Blue.
As the pack reformed, just getting all spread out in this game here. Derby Monster dealing with Hollywood, Kendrick. And he's got one blocker to beat up front.
Yeah, but he did get right past Nugget. Nugget put a nice piece of shoulder into Derby Monster. And you know what? That guy has such drive. We were just talking before this game. He just loves to skate. He doesn't even care about the outcome. Of course, he always wants to win, but he's never going to give up on his team. And you're seeing that right now.
So it ends up being 10 points for Puget Sound. We're discussing how many points here for Twin City Terrors. Looks like
you can see the blue on Derby Monster's hands. He actually broke his thumb in the game yesterday, and he's still out here skating.
What did he say? He said he broke it above the knuckle, so he can still play?
Above the knuckle, and that's why they cleared him to play. It's right about where the thumbnail is. So if it was like...
Oh, below the knuckle. Okay, I gotcha.
Well, no, above the knuckle. It's right underneath the thumbnail.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Took me a
so
second.
if it was about a centimeter further, they wouldn't let him play. He's like, yeah, basically my thumb top is going to snap off, but, you know, all I got to do is tape it. It's fine. And he's like, I'll see you at the after party, brother.
Yeah. He'll be drinking at the after party.
He sure will, and it's so close. It's within walking distance to the venue. It's just right down the street. It's at the Buckhead Saloon. You just walk right past the venue towards the BMO Harris Bradley
So get to
Center.
Milwaukee right now.
Well, there are definitely some people that are watching this in the hotel room. I know when I'm at a tournament, I got to take a break, but I don't want to miss the action. So for those of you that are actually prepping for that after party, now you know where to go.
Aha.
Just past the venue towards the BMO Harris Bradley Center, and it's right across the street from there.
And we're looking at our jammers lining up for the next jam. That is number 88, Nader's Gonna Nate.
And that's going to be 56. I want to call him Bonus Jonas, but I'm going to call him Michael Jensen.
He's so far back there. He's like almost in turn 3.
He likes to kind of like stage out what's going on and just take a look, take a breather, not get too stressed out. You're just going to be standing around on the notorious RED penalty line, or excuse me, jammer line.
We still got some time here.
He's going over and looking at turnaround skates right now over here on track 1 of Derby Laces tracks.
So at the end of that jam, we had one more point there for the Twin City Terror, so it ends up being 10-9. They discussed the points there.
10-9 in the favor of
Puget Sound.
Yes. But the score being 16 now on the scoreboard for Twin City Terrors. Wow, that was...
We just missed some funness.
Steve Sweat was going to make you sweat.
He just went into jam skate mode there for just a second.
Sometimes you got to, when there's have a nice view of the penalty board. Nobody in too much of penalty trouble.
Loose wheel for Twin City has
already 4. On 4. It's a little precarious.
He's calmed down. He got him quick, and it's been a while since he's gotten any.
But, penalties are going to happen when you play a lot, and they have a smaller roster than they would like due to injuries. So we're going to have a lot of skaters out there playing quite a bit. And Loose Wheel is one of those skaters that will take the chance, if his team needs him to, he will go to 19.5 feet and try to keep on blocking.
We are underway again. Michael Jensen around the outside.
Nice takeout right there by number 31, Jamit Dim. What a fabulous takeout that was.
And however, Michael Jensen able to keep it going and get lead jammer status. As Nader's Gonna Nate getting held up pretty good right now by Dylan Botts and friends.
Yeah, Dylan Botts and friends. That's the super group from Puget Sound Outcast. That is Hunter, Thunderstruck, and Dylan Botts were doing a number on Nader's Gonna Nate, who's doing a bit of a star stash. Hunter going to the penalty box for Puget.
Dylan Botts still controlling Nader's Gonna Nate.
That's kind of what he does.
Meanwhile, Steve Sweat at the front of the pack, the last line of defense, getting a little more help. The last delay was due to jammer lap points discussion, and it ended up being an extra point there for the Twin City Terrors.
So we have 16 on the board for the Twin City Terrors, 158 for Puget Sound Outcast. Number 55 in blue, that's Corporal Punishment. Again, much like Michael Jensen, kind of just skating back and assessing the situation rather than getting stressed out and starting, on that notorious RED jam line. But Tim Chilla, gotta love that guy. He's just chilling, cool as a cucumber on the notorious RED jammer line.
Puget Sound jumping off the pivot line, trying to split the pack early, as Tim Chilla, though gets lead jammer status for Twin City. Twin Cities with a chance here. You watch that pack form. Puget Sound has the control of the front, going to make it more difficult on Tim Chilla. He gets a little spin move, a little creepy octopus, and gets no points, but Puget Sound, though, did get 2 points.
Yeah, and he was trying to do that move where you basically suction cup your body to somebody and steal their power in order to spin around them. That's often referred to as like creepy octopus. It's a really effective maneuver when you swizzle your hips around them, but unfortunately he didn't do it in time as he was calling it. But meanwhile, Corporal Punishment snuck out those 2 points. 16 on the board for Twin Cities, 160 for Puget.
We get another look at Fire Wally out there for Twin City Terrors. And Chad Hendrick.
Chad Hendrick, Chuck Hendrick is out there.
Chuck.
Sir Chuck.
I see Hollywood.
Sir Charles Hollywood is out there. I believe me, he's going to appreciate
Hollywood
that,
on my roster, so I don't know.
It is Hollywood Chuck Hendrick. You are correct, sir. You can call him Hollywood. You can call him Chuck. You can call him Lead Jammer if you'd like to, because that's what he is. Fire Wally almost out of the pack. Rod trying to make a last-ditch effort.
Rod, there's going to be a penalty on Rod.
Out of play, but Dylan Bott, such smart play. He realizes that Fire Wally was getting up a little slow. He dragged the pack forward to contain him.
That was heads up there by Mr. Botts.
Sir Charles Hendrick picked up 2 points on that last pass to bring the Puget Sound Outcast to 162.
Stop laughing at me.
I can't help it.
I have Hollywood, and you don't call him Hollywood, so I was confused.
I apologize.
As we moving on now, Derby Monster will be jamming for the Twin City Terrors.
I love when Derby Monster jams. He's going to face off at the top of the wall against Scott Slamilton wearing the stripe. Arsenic and Quadzilla make up the Puget Sound Outcast pack.
Steve Sweat and Egon Strangler are like swooping in and getting hits.
They're doing great recycling, though, at the top of the pack. And Derby Monster gets through, broken thumb and all. Picking up lead jammer. He can't give you a thumbs up.
Give you a thumbs in.
Right before the game, he held his hand up, and it's all taped up in blue tape. And he said, I'm giving you guys a thumbs up. You've been doing a great job this week, and you just can't tell. So lead jammer for the Twin City Terrors and Derby Monster.
Got to give credit to the blockers of Twin Cities on this one.
Oh, I don't think Derby Monster realizes it, but he's
going to the box.
Now he's going to get
two. He's going to get 2.
He was called on a forearm at about turn 3, but he started trying to hustle out.
And we have Thunderstruck's going to the box too, but he was arguing it. So I think they're both getting 2.
Oh, man.
They both got 2 minutes. So
tomato.
You get the swap, but then you got to serve the time. So we're going to have, Thunderstruck back out. Oh, no, he's going back because he got 2. They released him. And now he's going back again because he got 2 minutes. Both jammers got 2 minutes. 2 penalties.
Yes, 2 penalties, which would add up to 1 minute.
Yes.
Or 2. You said 2 penalties, so, 2 penalties, 2 jammers. That's 2 minutes. It adds up. I'm catching what you're throwing, my friend.
Well, I was wrong, but
no,
thank you for trying
never
to
wrong. You're just not always accurate.
Derby Monster on the jam, however.
Derby Monster being taken to the outside by Slamilton. Scotty Slamilton also went down just a little bit. Look at him tiptoeing backwards, saying hello, hello,
taunting
just saying hi.
The jammer.
Nah, Scotty's not that kind of a guy usually, so he might just be like, hey, come on, over here. And Derby Monster's like, I'm not even paying attention to you, dude.
No,
and he just
not.
went right past Scott Slamilton. So it goes to show, when you behave like that, maybe not going to pay off. Nice work, Derby Monster.
That was kind of a crazy jam overall. And I think it was 0-0. Was it 0? No, okay. It was 5 points for the Twin City Terrors. A Rydell Skates power jam. And they will start. No, we will start with 2 jammers on the track. Tim Chilla for Twin Cities. And Nugget currently lined up. However, we're going to get an official review. We're going to discuss what happened with those crazy two penalties apiece issues
from the Jammer Rodeo. That was confusing.
We'd like to thank
Central Population Us
Field 59 video platform powering the live stream technology behind the 2014 Roller Derby World Cup in Dallas, and now powers the live stream for the 2015 Midwest Brouhaha. Power Jam your Derby bouts with Field 59's video solution.
And folks, if you're liking what you're seeing today, you can definitely order these games, any of the games here at Midwestern Brouhaha, all of the games at Midwestern Brouhaha. You can go to hinkleyproductions.com/brouhaha and pick up a DVD of your favorite game or 30. You can also support Hinkley Productions by doing that because they are bringing you free streaming media right now, right here, in conjunction with Field 59. But if you'd like to make a donation, as some people had suggested, they said, you know, we love this, we'd like to make a donation. Brew City Bruisers, on their website, brewcitybruisers.com, if you go to the Brouhaha tab, you can make a donation there, or you can go to the Brew City Bruisers Facebook and make a donation that way.
I believe they posted on the Brouhaha Facebook. They posted a link there.
Ah, excellent.
Yes.
People do love the Facebook, and if you're on Facebook and you're enjoying what you see, or you just want to tell Mumble and I and go back to Chicago,
right,
unplug our microphones. Hashtag is, as the Jimmy Fallons would say, hashtag.
Talk to WFTDA?
No, not at all. This is a Brouhaha production. So hashtag Brouhaha 2015.
We are underway in this matchup here. We got Tim Chilla for Twin Cities and Nugget getting the recycle on. Tim Chilla just not having it.
Yeah,
Tim Chilla got recycled.
Like, I'm just going to watch
you guys. They
are
on opposite sides of the track.
I kind of want to roller skate, so I'm going to wait till you come back to me. And Nugget's like, come on, boys, rewind the pack back. And Tim's like, well, when you're ready, you just go ahead, and I'll come join you to skate. Quadzilla's going to get back on the track.
Tim Chilla's not happy about it now. I lost track. Okay, Tim Chilla now recycled in.
Ooh, 609. Baron Von Beans for destruction of the pack.
And a penalty blocking to the head on Tim Chilla. As I saw someone checking a lip there. And Nugget now, I believe this is the initial pass for Nugget.
Yes, it is, but Nugget will also be going to the box for a forearm.
Jammer penalties abound here. We got 3-on-4 in the pack. Tim Chilla released. He is now making his way around. And
Puget Sound Outcast kind of grouping together in a blue blob at the front of the pack. Michael Jensen and Dylan Botts working the jammer Tim Chilla, pushing them into Quadzilla. That all just rhymes right there. Nugget is now out of the box as well. Nugget being blocked by the pivot.
Steve Sweat.
Yeah, Steve Sweat.
Tim Chilla near the front there with the pivot and Quadzilla. The pivot being Dylan Botts gets leveled by.
That's your friend Hollywood.
Chuck.
Old Chuckles. Just straight up leveled him with a clean hit to the inside. Nugget is trying to get through the pack. Does a star stashes himself. Took his helmet cover off.
And let's see here. 1 point Puget Sound, 0 points Twin City Terrors. During that let's see. During that 2 penalties per blocker per jammer thing. Okay, a low block was assessed on both jammers. Both jammers. And then the black penalty on Twin City was removed since blue initiated, and then both received insubordinations for not leaving the track.
So what you're saying is chaos ensued.
Yes,
and,
I'm a little
and the next jam
confused.
is
But we're underway here.
Corporal punishment jamming once again. Blue 55 for the Puget Sound Outcast. We do not have a jammer as Tim Chilla is sitting in the penalty box.
But Puget Sound does, with Michael Jensen roaring around
that
the
is
track.
actually
I'm sorry.
corporal punishment. That's okay. Tim Chilla was assessed. I'm trying to take a peek at that scoreboard. It looks like it says a P. I'm going to have to try to get you an update, but that would be an out of play, so I'm not sure how Tim would have done, unless he was. Oh, I know why, because the pack got rewound. There you go. Boom, out of play for Tim Chilla. So Tim is sitting in the notorious, the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. Chuck Hendrick coming in and getting corporal punishment out of the fray. 4 more points picked up by the Outcasts.
And corporal punishment can call off the jam as Steve Sweat had a head of steam. 1 point Puget Sound. We're looking at corporal punishment there.
Oh, wow, that's already halftime. There was so much chaos for
that
those
was
few
a
minutes. I think
chaotic
you and
first
I were
half.
just kind of blinded by the science of all of that. So there's 21 points on the board for the Twin Cities and 174 for Puget Sound Outcast.
Right, you are, Val Capone.
Lots of penalties. We're going to try to figure out the situation of all the penalties that were assessed in the second half of the first half before we get back to the second half of this game. So in the interim, we'll see you in about 7 minutes.
You can
We'll
catch
right
the very end of arch rival and Minnesota right now.
Yeah, it's
Switch over.
pretty good score over there on track number 2, Derby Laces track number 2. 128 on the board for Minnesota, 169 for arch rival. Otherwise, we'll see you in about 7 minutes. Welcome back. We are just about to start the second half between the Twin City Terrors from St. Paul, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and the Puget Sound Outcasts from all over Seattle, Washington, all over Washington, basically.
We rejoin the action on Derby Laces track number 1 at Brouhaha 2015. A key thing, we're looking at penalties here, 20 penalties for the Twin City Terrors to 14 for the Puget Sound. And
but the penalties wasn't the issue so
jammer
much
penalties.
As the jammer penalties. There was
12 for Twin Cities and 4.
That's 6
for the
minutes
Sound
in the box that you have nobody scoring. And so when you look at the scoreboard, it's 21 to 174. That may be a pretty good indication as to why there's such a point spread there.
Right you are, Val Capone, as we're about to restart the action here. Fire Wally on the jammer line for Twin Cities. Quadzilla for Puget Sound.
Quadzilla, and here's Johnny trying to break through that front pack. Here's Johnny, drops back. Quadzilla still fighting against Twin City Terrors. The pivot that is Steve Sweat making Quadzilla sweat. Quadzilla usually has a pretty easy time breaking through packs, but now he's looking for some assistance from his pivot, Scott Slamilton. Oh, and around the outside, yep.
Fire, wait, yeah, no.
Oh, that is a bit of a bummer for the fans from Minnesota. That is a forearm on Fire Wally.
And Quadzilla with the lead jammer status here on the Sakatumi Power Jam. Looking for points. Spin-a-rama.
Yeah, very nice move on the outside, spinning around. That's number 308, Carl Marksman. The Outcast setting up their position on the track. Nice sweeping to the outside.
A burst of speed for another Rydell Skates Power Jam. Grand Slam on the Sakatumi Power Jam.
Fire Wally back on the track.
And trying to get through on the initial pass, gets ridden out of bounds.
Yeah, that was by number 11, Chad Thunderstruck.
Is everyone Chad on there? Oh,
no,
okay,
just in
Chuck
your brain.
and Chad.
His real name is Chad. I like to call him Chaddles. But yeah, Thunderstruck took out the jammer for Twin Cities. The jam was called. 21 on the board for Twin Cities, 185 for Puget Sound Outcasts.
Tim Chilla on the line for Twin Cities. And I believe that is Dylan Botts for the Puget Sound Outcasts.
That is going to be Dilly Dally for some of you fans of the Outcast for many years. Dylan's first jam wearing the star.
Lead jammer Tim Chilla skating backwards around the track. Meanwhile, Dylan Botts roaring around turn 2, gets ridden out of. Did he get ridden out of bounds?
He did get ridden out of bounds, but both the skaters that took him out also went out of bounds, and we're looking for a track cut call that didn't exist. Tim Chilla picked up 4 points for the Terrors and decides to call it as Dylan jumps.
Ooh.
Oh, he jumps through the pack and picks up 4 points as well.
And we got an official review immediately as our bench coach from Twin Cities is that Betsy Rexy?
Yeah, Betsy Rexy, a longtime Derby player, coach extraordinaire. She skated with Minnesota Roller Girls for quite a while, if I'm not mistaken. And she is one of the coaches of the Twin City Terrors.
We'd like to thank Dr. Eric Peifel of Orthopedic Institute of Wisconsin. And Mosh wishes you to be safe at Brouhaha this weekend. They are here for all your injuries on and off the track. Contact them at theorthoinstitute.com.
So it's 25 on the board for Minnesota, 189 for the folks from Washington. If you're enjoying yourself this weekend, as we surely hope that you are, don't forget to put on your calendars for June 3rd through the 5th. Give yourself a travel date on either end, of course, of 2016 to make your way to the Midwest Brouhaha. Each and every year, this tournament gets better and better with more high-level gameplay. There are so many games here, it's astounding. And if you are looking for more experience at a tournament, whether you're announcing or NSOing, officiating, things like that, there are so many high-level officiants here and so many experienced announcers here. This is the perfect tournament to apply for. And if you can't, apply and work it, you can definitely attend it and learn so much from it. You know, it's a I'm very biased as I've been here for many of these, but I'm really proud of the Midwest Brouhaha.
It has grown quite a bit here. It's
tournament.
2 tracks going on. We're seeing men's derby is last couple years here, and junior derby in the mix.
There was a junior game earlier today. If you're having a blast, please share it with us. Hashtag Brouhaha 2015. Share it on your Twitter, on your Instagram. What's another one? Facebook. Do people do things like that on
MySpace,
Pinterest?
Friendster.
Yeah, dude, go to Friendster. You can tie 2 cans together with a string.
ICQ.
And say number sign Brouhaha 2015 and see what happens. I mean, I think it's a pound sign. Number sign, pound sign.
It's a hashtag.
Hashtag. I gotta get with it, man. So we're
still in delay here,
still in
and
the official review.
The huddle breaks, and Betsy Rexy declaring that she won. Very happy with herself right now. As I don't see the official result as of yet, but she did win the review. She's celebrating that she won the review.
She's jumping up and down in front of the announcers. I'm guessing she won the review? Yeah, she won, she just said. Yep, I won, Val Capone.
We're learning what it will mean.
She got the points that she was at. So it's going to be a points inquiry. We're going to try to get you an update as soon as we can, but from hearing from our good friend Betsy Rexy, she was doing a little dance. Oh, here we go.
2 blue. Okay, black challenge the points awarded, 2 blue, and was successful in the challenge. Points off the board. TC2.
So when
TC2
Dylan
retains.
jumped over that apex, the points were given.
No points.
No points awarded.
Right.
So we're going to draw back that score to 185.
Took a second. All right.
We got a couple of new jammers out on the track. We have Loose Wheel jamming. I believe he hasn't not jammed in the second half yet. And Scott Slamilton as well is jamming. Scotty has not jammed in the second half either.
He got a point there. Scott got a point there.
I know I got a point. I'm keeping stats here. Oh, you mean a point for Scott.
Yes,
there we go.
On the scoreboard, it's 186 to 25. As we line them up again, we see Derby Monster for Twin City Terrors.
And Michael Jensen for the Puget Sound Outcast.
And we occupy the unsponsored pivot line as the jammers cross the notorious RED jam line.
Michael Jensen trying to fight his way through in lane 4, takes a bit of a tumble, takes a black skater down with him. Yep, there's going to be a call there. Michael Jensen not happy with that call, but it is a low block.
Both jammers to the box as Derby Monster
got a bit of a foot race there.
Derby Monster, I think, sat
first,
yeah. But here we go, 2 minutes, the full 2 minutes here.
The full 2 minutes.
And we're scrumming now, wall versus wall. And whistle blows. We get a track cut on. It is on the Puget Sound jammer, Michael Jensen.
Yeah, he does not look happy about that one bit.
His second penalty in this jam. Derby Monster taken down. A little slow to get up. He is getting up, however. A little limp.
Well, you know, his teammate, Freight Train, not skating right now, but he just screamed, "Go for it!" Trying to inspire Derby Monster to keep on going, as he always does.
He's back at it, trying to muscle. He got a forearm penalty now. Both jammers with 2 penalties apiece in this jam. And here comes Michael Jensen out of the box. I'm not sure we've had an initial pass yet.
I actually think that you are correct, sir.
And here comes Michael Jensen.
Jensen trying to fight his way past number 66 and 609. That is Baron Von Beans and Sampson.
And he does get through. That's the initial. Let's see if he can score points. He has 16 seconds to do so. And he is near the front of the pack. And
nice
he makes his way
footwork
around.
by Jensen. Stays on his tiptoes, kind of draws back just a little bit, gets around that last blocker and slices in.
Rydell skates. Grand slam.
Oh, yes. Rydell skates Grand Slam. Very nice.
All right, we're looking at 191 to 25 on the scoreboard. Just under 25 minutes to play. We're looking at Corporal Punishment, the top scorer, and that is Nader's Gonna Nate, number 88.
Every time I hear people say his name. I just can't help thinking, and the Nate is gonna Nate, and he's gonna skate it off.
Which he's about to do here as he hits the pack.
Corporal Punishment trying to go around the outside, cuts into the in. Lane 1 gets him to the road of freedom, and lead jammer.
Nader's gonna Nate, trying to power his way through.
Ryrod trying to slow down Nader's gonna Nate. Nader's gonna Nate, skating past Hunter, Ryrod, and Nuggets. Nuggets flipping the pivot. That's number 3, Tim Chilla. Tim Chilla is still not up yet. He's okay. He's just not happy with that hit, and no calls being made there.
That was a 0-0 jam. As I think you got to give credit to Twin Cities there to null and void that jam out. As now we look at Fire Wally jamming for Twin Cities. And that's Hollywood Chuck Hendrick.
Yes,
Hendrick?
Hollywood Chuck Hendrick. Hollywood is jamming.
Hollywood did get lead jammer status there. Fire Wally recycled to the back of the pack as Chuck Hendrick now trying to muscle his way through on his scoring pass.
Chuck trying to take to the outside. Dylan Botts with a sweeping block of the pivot. 5 points. That's a Rydell Skates Grand Slam.
Firewall able to clear on his initial pass. We look at that pack form. Only 2 blockers out there for Puget Sound right now, and Chuck Hendrick's going to call off the jam.
Yeah, Nugget went to the box for blocking out of play. He was racing to catch that jammer, kind of got in his way as he was out of play. Called it block out of play.
So a 4-2 pack advantage in favor of the Twin City Terrors right now, and that'll be an advantage for Tim Chilla.
Tim Chilla is going to be facing off against number 11, that's Thunderstruck. Arsenic and Ryrod making up the very small Puget Sound Outcast pack. Tim Chilla looking at, nope, that inside's going to go to Thunderstruck, and he's going to pick up lead jammer Mumble.
Tim Chilla catching up to him, however, just about maybe 20 feet behind him. Thunderstruck's hitting the pack, and Tim Chilla goes over him. And
oh, wow, that's a misconduct. Yeah, that's a blocking a down skater misconduct. I can almost guarantee that.
I think you are correct.
Yeah, Thunderstruck was trying to get up. I don't know that Tim did it intentionally. Regardless, it happened.
He was coming in hard.
Yeah, he was coming in real hard, real hot. And Tim Chilla is an excellent skater, so I can't imagine he would do something like that intentionally. I really don't even think that he noticed.
Another Rydell Skates Grand Slam for Thunderstruck.
So Tim Chilla gathered himself in the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. He is standing now at attention, waiting to be released. Thunderstruck's trying to get up the inside, but nice hit by 808. That's Steve Sweat forcing Thunderstruck into the infield. Oh, and a back block is going to be assessed to Thunderstruck.
Tim Chilla back on the track after serving his penalty. Tim Chilla with 5 penalties. Now Tim Chilla nearing the front. Pack getting a little spread out. Penalty on Puget Sound, number 100.
Yeah, Scott Slamilton going to the box.
And now Tim Chilla able to get through as he pushed them outside the engagement zone. A Rydell Skates Grand Slam for the Twin City Terrors. Nugget with some block in there, slowing down Tim Chilla, recycling him back. And Nugget in on the action once again, but he fell down as he knocked that jammer out of bounds. 5 points there for Tim Chilla on that pass. Ends up being a 9-5 jam overall in favor of Twin Cities. Timeout called by the Puget Sound as they're going to try to regroup and get things back going in their favor. In the meantime, we'd like to thank Bruised Skate Noose, the original over-the-shoulder roller skate holder They have over 50 colors and patterns to fit your team, your league, or your personality. If that isn't enough, contact them for more customization options. Get the original over-the-shoulder roller skate holder. Keep your skates aired out and show them off with Bruised Skate Noose. Find them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and online at bruisedsn.com.
Now we're looking at the penalty board. You know, there's a few people out there with a little too many penalties. Nugget has 5 right now. A couple of forearms early on in the game really got him. 3 in a row right there. Derby Monster is on 5. Tim Chilla also on 5. Loose Wheel on 4. Thunderstruck on 4. Across the board, though, penalties a little bit heavier on Minnesota, but not by much, honestly.
We have a Sakatumi Power Jam here for Derby Monster as we start out this jam. Only 2 blockers to contend with versus 3 for Twin Cities.
Now, if he can get lead jam, this will be the first time that Twin City Terrors has had lead jam in the second half since the second jam.
This is jam number 8 as he does get lead jammer status.
There we go. It's like he could sense what I was saying, and he wanted to give me a thumbs up if he could.
The pack reforms. The pack speed established is not moving, and it starts to pick up a little bit here.
Thunderstruck now back out on the track. Dylan Vaught.
Just plowing. Derby Monster just using like a tackling plow.
Scott Slamilton trying to force Derby Monster out into the infield. The combination of 2 of the smallest skaters on the team that have 2 of the biggest skating statures on the team.
He did get recycled back, and Thunderstruck able to put some pressure on, and he calls off the jam.
But he did pick up 4 points before he called that
right
jam.
Right you are. As we line them up again, we're going to take a look at Nader's gonna Nate. Nate.
Yes,
and,
thank you.
Corporal Punishment for Puget
Sound. As
Sound.
he said that, my head snapped, and I looked at him like,
yeah, I saw the snap of the head.
Say it. Corporal on the line for Puget Sound, which is funny because Corporal's real name, guess what?
Nate.
Not a lie, true story. Nader's gonna Nate, taken to the outside by Ryrod, but
taking
that's gonna
some hits. He gets recycled. He gets recycled to the back. Corporal Punishment, our lead point scorer of this game, is your lead jammer.
Yeah, Corporal Punishment with an impressive 48 points on the board, but not too far behind. We got Quadzilla with 31, Michael Jensen with 32. Those are the 3 highest scorers on the Outcast.
Corporal Punishment weaving his way through, using some muscles, and he's going to get a forearm penalty. A lot of jammer penalties in this game today, as Nader's going to Nate is making his way forward.
He's probably going to Nate me for saying that.
He'll have to skate it off. Skate it off. We got a passive offense here, and now passive aggressive as they create some room for Nader's gonna Nate.
Yeah, passive definitely became aggressive with the defense from Minnesota. Egon Strangler trying to separate the Outcast just a little bit. Corporal Punishment taken around the outside. That's number 31, Jamet Dim, trying to slow down Corp.
Corporal Punishment right on through. Nader's gonna Nate on that scoring pass. Both jammers scoring here, 5 to 5 so far. Quadzilla gets the recycle. And Egon Strangler with some nice hits, but man, Corporal Punishment just kept right on going there, moving forward. Meanwhile, Quadzilla's holding Nader's gonna Nate. Egon coming back to try to help, but it was a directional penalty, and Corporal Punishment made Egon pay for it.
Yeah, you know, the unfortunate thing is Egon was on his way to the penalty box, but still, it doesn't mean the skater's off the track, does that? If it's a thing about safety.
So Corporal Punishment hit a skater going to the penalty box. Is that what you were saying?
Well, he
happened?
wasn't actually leaving the track.
Corporal Punishment now in the penalty box.
Yeah, I mean, Egon should have been on his way to the penalty box, but he was not leaving the track. He was, you know what I mean?
Yet.
He wasn't off the track yet. And
But
so
he did get the penalty. Corporal Punishment sitting in the penalty box there.
As is Egon Strangler. Egon, one of the nicer dudes at every derby tournament, always has awesome candy and trinkets and just like the best person you'll see. He'll just be like in a sourpuss mood, and you'll see Egon Strangler, and he'll just tell you great stories, plays ukulele, and be like, "Here's a Reese's peanut butter cup." Like, he's just a nice guy, you know.
Fire Wally now on the Sakatumi Power Jam for Twin Cities.
Twin Cities. Here's Johnny and Scott Slamilton were the only blockers at the top of the pack. Scott Slamilton now in the box. So now Rod, and here's Johnny, our solo on the track for Puget Sound Outcast. That is 308, Carl Marksman and Jamit Din for the Terrors. And a very happy 5 points for Fire Wally as he picked up a Rydell
Punishment.
Skates Grand Slam.
Roaring through, takes out Fire Wally. That was the initial pass for Corporal Punishment. And Fire Wally's going to call off the jam there as Corporal Punishment puts some pressure on.
We still have 15 minutes and 10 seconds left. 53 on the board for Twin City. 2:16 for the Puget Sound Outcasts.
Right you are, Val. As we get another look at Derby Monster.
Well, for the first time tonight, we get to see Hunter.
He's got the bandana there.
Yeah, he's been skating with the Outcasts for quite some time now. He was on the B team called the Castaways for a bit, and he got called up at the end of last season to join the charter, and so I'm actually very excited to see him jam. Here we go.
He goes. Derby Monster getting recycled to the back of the pack by Dylan Botts. And
Hunter trying to fight his way through.
Right.
He's got a nice, tight black 3-wall at the top of the pack.
Nice defense from the Puget Sound, giving him some opportunities. Quadzilla recycles Derby Monster all the way back.
Hunter taken to the outside.
And now Steve Sweat recycling Hunter back.
Derby Monster keeping it clean and legal.
Hendrick now recycling Derby Monster back. Back and forth we go with recycles. Now Hunter has a bit of momentum here. A little furious pushing up front. And now Derby Monster closing in the gap. He gets ridden out of bounds.
Yeah, he gets tumbled right in front of the turnaround skates booth.
Neither jammer able to get through on the initial pass. Hunter kind of looks back and says, okay, let's do this again.
But that's the reason why Hunter is getting an opportunity
and
to
jam,
jam, and why he is on the Outcast A team now.
And he is the lead jammer.
He is the lead jammer because he's the kind of skater that works very hard and never gives up no matter what.
He did not there as Derby Monster keeps getting recycled to the back of the pack. Allowing Hunter another chance here. He's on the scoring pass now, getting some help from Dylan Botts. But number 609, that's Baron Von Beans holding them up. 4 points when all is over by the Puget Sound, and that was Hunter.
Yeah, Hunter. When injury strikes, you do have a choice, so why don't you choose ATI Physical Therapy, the official sports medicine provider for your Brew City Bruisers. To experience the ATI difference, visit ATIPT.com or stop into one of their over 19 area clinics for a complimentary injury screening. Or just, check out their website and see if there's an ATI near you.
Loose Wheel wearing the Jammer Star for Twin Cities in his 19th jam of the game overall, blocking and jamming.
Thunderstruck, only in his 12th jam, but he also wearing the star. He will be going to the penalty box for a track cut.
So here's a Sakatumi Power Jam for Twin Cities.
This will be a good opportunity for Loose Wheel and Twin Cities to perhaps put some more points on the board and close the gap a little bit. This is for ranking purposes, of course.
Right you are.
At this point, it might be a far stretch to say that Twin City Terrors would be able to close it so much to tie it and take the lead, but you never know. But regardless,
you're trying to get to the champs on October 17th and 18th in St. Louis.
You got to be aware of every single point you score.
Maybe Twin Cities is a bubble team for the championship.
Loose Wheel is sitting in the penalty box, the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box, for I believe a forearm call. Thunderstruck almost out of the pack. He has one blocker left. He tosses Tim Chilla to the ground.
Egon Strangler to the penalty box for Twin Cities. He's got to go around the track before he can sit. Another Rydell Skates Grand Slam for Thunderstruck.
Thunderstruck staying in lane 4, all the way to the outside of the track, trying to swizzle his way past the pivot. I believe that's Steve Sweat. Steve Sweat being braced by Tim Chilla. Nice takeout of Thunderstruck by number 66, Sampson.
Thunderstruck having some words with the referee, and
that's
he's declaring that it's a track cut. He had a discussion with the referee before he got back, and an insubordination. You got 2 minutes there.
2 penalties. That's a full minute in the box for Thunderstruck. That's also his 6th penalty, so he's going to be in danger of falling out.
So the jam ends there, and that was a 5-point jam for Twin Cities. 2:25 to 53, and we have, looks like an official timeout as Brandy King in the center of the track having some words with our officials. You know, this the MRD matchup here. Their championship is going to be October 17th in St. Louis, and we also have the 2015 WFTDA playoffs. They're fast approaching. Watch the best teams in the world compete for the glory of the Hydra. Mark your calendars. Brackets and teams will be announced July 15th on WFTDA.com. The road to the playoffs continues here at Brouhaha 2015, and we're hoping more than a few of the teams you see this weekend will make it to the 2015 International WFTDA playoffs. Want to cheer for your favorite team in the WFTDA playoffs? Brackets for each location will be announced July 15th on WFTDA.com. So something to look forward to, and this the final month of preparations for rankings in the WFTDA and the summer rankings for the MRDA.
Well, Mumble, I'm sorry, I have some bad news to report.
What's that?
Thunderstruck did foul out of the game.
He's arguing it over there in the corner.
Yeah, he's waiting to see what that final call was. He did pick up 2 penalties. I'm being told there was also a misconduct in there. Our producer is trying to find out for us right now.
So, Fire Wally is going to have a Sock It To Me power jam in this next jam regardless. 3-on-3 in the pack. And I think Val Capone just learned what that was.
All right, so yeah, I was incorrect in my calculations, or according to Ringster, it wasn't updated immediately.
He had 5 going in, is that right?
He had 5 going into that jam, and Thunderstruck did cut the track. He was down on the track, and then he just picked up that insubordination, and boom, that's the 7th. What a bummer to foul out on an in-sub. So, you know, per the rules, he is now back in the locker room and not able to watch the rest of this game.
That's the second time that's happened on this track, actually. That happened a couple games ago.
Fire Wally burning up the inside, Mumble, picking up lead jammer for the Twin City Terrors.
Twin City Terrors with a little momentum here. Let's see if they can capitalize. They got the extended power jam. Quadzilla cooling his jets in the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino penalty box. As the Puget Sound here kind of slows things down, locking up Fire Wally as Twin Cities trying to isolate on Hendricks. But Fire Wally's going to get recycled to the back of the pack. And here comes Fire Wally once again behind Dylan Botts, the pivot for Puget Sound.
Dylan has a very specific style of blocking, and there's very few people in roller derby, men's, women's, or juniors today that play in the way that he does. Quadzilla out of the pack now.
Able to come out of the penalty box quickly through the pack. Fire Wally forced to call it off. He did score 3 points.
So we have 8 minutes and 50 seconds left in the second half between these two teams. 56 on the board for the Twin City Terrors. 2:25 for the Outcasts.
things got a little mixed up there for Puget Sound. I think they're going to get things back on track here with Scott Slamilton, and then he's going to be up against Tim Chilla. Tim Chilla for Twin Cities. Let's see how it plays out. Pile up on the home stretch. A back block on Tim Chilla. That's his 6th penalty, and a lead jammer status for Scott Slamilton of the Puget Sound. And Scott Slamilton on the scoring pass now, trying to approach that 4 wall of blockers, getting some resistance from Steve Sweat, the pivot, along with number 2000, David Smasselhoff. 5 points, a Rydell Skates Grand Slam for Scott Slamilton. And a back block penalty on, let's see, that was on...
Yeah, that's Michael Jensen. Michael Jensen, one of the higher scorers on Puget Sound Outcast, also very dominant in the pack. Scott Slamilton looks like he's going to be getting a low block, but he waited very patiently. I don't know if you saw, he kind of paused. Okay, I'm going to the... It's a little bit of a time kill.
Ooh, Tim Chilla just kind of face planted.
That was a serious hit.
His face hit ground on that one.
Concrete. That smacked on the Derby Laces track 1.
Tim Chilla right back to it, though. It was mostly his body, but his face did hit.
Yeah, there was definitely a loud slap sound, and it sounded like skin on pavement. Tim Chilla trying to get past Dylan Botts.
He gets ridden out of bounds on the outside. He's going to recycle back, and Dylan Botts looking for a high block. I think he got it on Steve Sweat.
Hunter trying to keep Tim Chilla back. They're just kind of like shoulder to chest angled on each other right now.
Twin Cities trying to hold off Scott Slamilton, who's out of the penalty box, but he's able to get through. He got his Rydell Skates Grand Slam, and that's going to end the jam on time, I do believe. 2:35 to 56.
Wow, they just showed a shot of the penalty board, Mumble, and it's
full.
It looks like there's
a lot
dirt
going on
all over it, because things gotta. There's so many black marks on that.
Thunderstruck
white
has
board.
fouled out. Nugget has 6 for Puget Sound. We got 6 for Loose Wheel and Tim Chilla, as well as Steve Sweat for Twin Cities.
There's a couple of 4s out there also, but there's very few people that have 0 penalties, actually.
Ogre going to have some words with our teams here. Reeling it all in.
Paul of Duty actually is the only Twin City Terror out on the track that has 0 penalties. I'm sorry, and David Smashelhoff as well. Freight Train has 0, but unfortunately he is sidelined due to injury. Sweet Pea, 0 penalties for the Outcasts. And here's Johnny. Other than that, every individual has at least 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've had 1 file out. This game is getting very intense, and I can all but guarantee that Ogre is saying exactly what you just said, Mumble.
Bring it down, reel it in.
Hey, gentlemen,
you could definitely put his hands on his knees, kind of give a squat, like, all right, guys.
We're going to calm things down.
It seems to be the case.
I've worked many a game with him as a coach or as a commentator, and he definitely likes to keep things gentlemanly-like and just calm and chill.
Guerrero and Hendrick out there for Puget
just
Sound.
Hugging it out?
They were kind of hugging it out. We're clarifying the penalties here.
I think they were talking about, what are you going to eat for dinner tonight? I'm probably going to have classic slice. How about you? Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to go over to the Bayview neighborhood and have some classic slice.
They're going to go to the Buckhead Saloon, and
Yeah, I mean, afterwards. But first, they're going to have a $2 tall boy over at Classic Slice and pregame before they go to the after party. But, hey, I heard,
and maybe,
pizza.
maybe we'll stop by the Turnaround Skates booth before the end of the game.
That's probably on the way out, actually. They're going to pick up some fantastic items on sale.
So there was a warning to the captains about abusive language.
Oh.
The official review for Puget Sound is on points right now.
Not to be confused with a review being on point and being 100% accurate. Right now we're trying to see how many points should have been awarded. But yeah, as we both
we speculated.
Yeah, and
yes.
I try not to speculate because
we did, though.
But that is one thing I felt very confident about.
Right.
Very, very, very confident.
Definitely had that look.
The look, the gestures, and the heatedness of what's going on the track. So, Ogre likes to keep it fair and clean, and he likes to keep it calm and polite. We hear some of the Minnesota fans out in the audience starting up a chant for the TC Terrors. They got a couple fans left in the audience tonight. I'm sure there's plenty of people back home in Minnesota, which St. Paul, Minnesota is going to be the home of the 2015 WFTDA Championship. So excited about that.
Something to get very excited about. The playoffs start in August with the D2s in Cleveland and Detroit.
Yeah, but we fight on the exact dates on July 15th. You just got to go.
Who's playing where?
I don't know, and I don't
That's
care
what we find out
because
July
I'm going
15th.
to watch them all. That's going to be true. I watched them all last year. I'm watching them all this year.
Here comes Quadzilla, roaring around the outside. He's your lead jammer for the Puget Sound, up against Derby Monster for Twin Cities.
Derby, never say die monster, pushes his way past Gino Guerrero. Gets out, not lead jammer, but is eligible to score. Quadzilla getting through the pack with the quickness. Calls a jam so that Derby Monster cannot score. Picks up 4 points on the Derby Laces track 1.
As let's see here, with 2:39 to 56 with 5 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. And we're going to see Ryrod.
Oh, Ryrod.
Penalty for mumbling.
He must have lost a bet.
And
just kidding, Ryrod. He's powered by Sour Patch Kids, I can guarantee that.
And it's going to be Fire Wally out there for the Twin City Terrors.
Ryrod used to jam actually quite a bit for the Outcast, but he's such a solid pack player, it's almost better to have him in the pack. Oh, unfortunately for the Terrors, Fire Wally will not be on Derby Laces track 1. He will be in the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino's penalty box.
And the Puget Sound has not got consecutive lead jammer statuses since jams 5 through 7, as we are now in jam 16. It's been
well, here you have it.
Here's a lead jammer status here for Ryrod.
Quadzilla in the last jam, Ryrod in this jam. Two very old school, long-time Puget Sound Outcasts. Ryrod doing great footwork around the outside, staying on his tiptoes, staying clean and legal, picking up 5 points, getting a Rydell Skates Grand Slam.
As he engages the 3 wall at the front of the pack, able to get on through. Fire Wally back in the mix on the jam for Twin Cities. As Ryrod going to the penalty box here. Here's a power jam for Fire Wally. So here comes Fire Wally on his pass here.
Fire Wally taken down by Sweet Pea.
And he's going to get some help now from his blocking core as they try to create some space for him. Nice blocking by Sweet Pea, as you said. He's still out there now with some Hendrick in the mix. Ryrod back on the tracks, getting recycled to the back of the pack. 1 point for the Puget Sound, 5 points for the Twin City Terrors.
That is a Rydell Skates Grand Slam for the TC Terrors. There's a nice little chant starting on the bench right in front of us. The TC Terrors are on this side now. They started chanting their TC chant to just get their fans in the audience pumped up, keep the guys on the track pumped up.
I think they're fairly happy with the way things have turned out here.
I would be too. Puget Sound Outcasts are ranked very
one
high
of
in the
the best
MRDA.
teams out there, and Twin City has, they put up a fight here. They've made it interesting.
And these guys are such great guys. They just want to learn and absorb whatever they can from people. I guarantee when I talk to people at the after party, they're going to say, that was a great game. I don't even care about the outcome. I got to learn so much. And there were so many, smaller victories. It's
been crazy and fun to watch. Corporal Punishment is your lead jammer here. He's the top scorer of today's matchup. Steve Sweat, we get a star pass, and he takes off very quickly.
That was a great star pass by Nader Skinner-Nate. He was on the outside line, kind of reached around the
Look
Outcast.
at Steve Sweat. Look at him making, he's like a spider monkey out there. And he's on the power jam now, a Sakatumi power jam as Corporal Punishment to the penalty box. So many jammer penalties in this game for both teams.
Steve Sweat, I believe this is actually his first jam of the entire game. Again, one of those players that is just so solid in the pack.
He stayed in bounds.
Wow,
he was like
fantastic.
dancing, and he's like, oh, I'm in bounds. All right, I can move on now.
So he picked up 5 more points at Rydell Skates Grand Slam. He bursts right through, but Quadzilla says, sit down, son, and tosses him down on the track.
Steve Sweat is so animated. He's taking a second. Okay, I got to go to the back.
He's
I got to
like,
recycle.
What just happened? That was a huge hit from Quadzilla.
He might have been a little shaken up.
Well, and good on him for taking a second
Right.
to regain his composure, because that's one of the worst things in the world when skaters just get up and don't care, and then they get, next thing you know, they're falling out and getting injured.
And he's back in the mix, and Corporal Punishment on a scoring pass of his own, trying to muscle his way through. First 10-point jam for the Twin City Terror since jam number 7.
Yeah, and that's jam number 7 in
the second half.
In the second half.
2 more points for the Twin City Terrors, 4 more for the Puget Sound Outcasts.
We have about 42 seconds left in
One
the second
more
period.
jam!
We have one more jam. Thank you again so much to Hinckley Productions. They've been a fantastic friend and resource for roller derby since 2008. They started in Madison, Wisconsin. That's where their love of derby started. And they are one of the most phenomenal crews you could possibly ever ask to work with. So thanks so much to the folks from the Hinckley Productions. Ryrod wearing the star once again. Yep, he's going to jam for the second time tonight. Picked up lead jammer for the Puget Sound Outcast. Did a great job of staying on his feet as he was almost pushed to the outside.
Derby Monster out there jamming. He's been a workhorse tonight in his 12th jam. 12 times winning the jammer star tonight.
He sure has, and he also picked up the most points by the Twin City Terrors. That's 18.
The last jam was the highest scoring jam for the Twin City Terrors in this game.
Oh,
a nice way to finish, and then we get a 2-minute penalty.
That's two penalties,
yes.
2 penalties assessed to Chuck Hendricks. That was the not so greatest way to finish the game. Chuck was charged with blocking out of bounds and an insubordination. So Hollywood, number 24/7, picked up a couple of penalties in a row.
Ryrod, however, has control. The game clock has expired. It's in Ryrod's hands and hips now, and skates, as he's trying to rack up a few more points here.
Freight Train shouting to his teammates saying, guys, stand up now and support your team. That's so awesome. The power and the passion of this team is just so great. The TC Terrors, no matter what the scoreboard says, they work really hard, and they just love to play derby. They love their teammates. It's a fantastic
Derby Monster still fighting to the end. Gets taken down. Back up. Let's see him. He's going to fight. He's going to fight some more.
He's going to try to fight past Here's Johnny and Michael Jensen.
Spinorama from Ryrod, and he's able to get through for another scoring pass.
5 points on number 14's docket. That's Ryrod.
Here comes Ryrod one more time, and he gets through as time expires on the jam clock, and the game, another 4 points awarded to the Puget Sound. And our unofficial final.
It's going to be 73 for the Twin City Terrors and 283 for Puget Sound Outcasts. Now, before we let you go, folks, unfortunately, on a sad note, there was a very, very sad tragedy that happened in Derby Nation this week. Assassination City out of Dallas, Texas, lost one of their own. One of their skaters went in to repair her broken ankle, and unfortunately, due to complications during surgery, passed away. It was very sudden. It was very shocking. It was not at all expected. And so there has been a GoFundMe set up. You can look to Assassination City's Facebook page, I believe. And if you want to look at for more info, hashtag the number 4, capital ROCK, capital HELL. That's for Raquel. And on behalf of everyone here at the Midwest Derby Brouhaha, we just want to send our deepest sympathies. We are so sorry for the loss of your loved family member. And if there's anything you folks at home can contribute to this GoFundMe to help her family out, it would be so appreciated. That the family of Raquel is just grieving at this time, and we send them our best wishes. So even if you can't contribute, please spread the word. Hopefully somebody will find it and help out the family of Raquel.
hopefully show some love there as we see on the track.
Yeah, there's some
the
love
boys
being,
showing some love here for this game.
Love being shared on the track. It was definitely a learning experience for the Twin City Terrors.
Yeah.
And we have a final score, Mumble. It is 73 to 283, favor of the Puget Sound Outcast. So that's going to be it from track number 1 here at Derby Laces track number 1 at Midwestern Brouhaha 2015. I'm in Val Capone.
And then over on the other track, we have more Derby action happening. And also this is Val.
We do. I am still Val Capone. We have Brew City Bruisers All-Stars are going to be taking on the Grand Raggedy Roller Girls at 8:30. But right now, if you want to flip over to Derby Laces track 2, we have the Brew City Battle Stars taking on the Dairyland Dolls B team. But once again, I've been Val Capone.
I've been Bryant Mumble.
And we'll see you soon.
Hi everybody, this is Zach here from Rydell Skates, and we're here to talk to you today about an exciting new product we have. This is our R-Fit footbed kit. It's designed to help alleviate pain and reduce some soreness that people commonly get while skating. First, let's talk about the R-Fit footbed itself. It's a high-density foam with a soft top cover on it. It allows for a lot more cushion and support for a safer and more effective skating session. On the back side, there's Velcro components that allow you to attach adjustable arch supports and heel wedges to it, which is really where all the customization comes in. Installed in the footbed is a blue arch support, which is neutral. There's also a red arch support, which is for high arches, and an orange arch support, which is for low arches. Installation and swapping them out is really simple. All you need to do is just peel the Velcro off and then install the new insert. The heel is another area of customization. You can use the included purple heel lift to elevate the heel in the boot, which can reduce heel slippage, irritation, or shin splints. Or you can use the included green heel wedge. It's angled, so depending on the way you install it, it can help correct pronation or supination issues. This metatarsal pad can be installed on the top side of the footbed to help reduce numbness in the toe and ball area of the foot. Getting the proper fit is really simple. What you'll need to do is take your existing insole out of your skates. Then all you need to do is line the two up on top of each other and trace and trim to fit. The R-Fit footbed kit is available now at any of our authorized retailers. And for more information, you can always visit our website at www.roller.rydellskates.com.
Come celebrate summer with the Dairyland Dolls, Saturday, June 20th and Saturday, July 11th at the Hartmeyer Ice Arena. Doors at 5, action at 6. But wait, there's more. The Dairyland Dolls will be shaking things up with a special outdoor exhibition bout on Saturday, June 27th during the Festival Food Shake the Lake celebration at the Monona Terrace. Event opens at 5, Derby at 6. Come for Derby, stay for fireworks. Find the Derby in you. MadRollandDolls.com.
Turnaround Skates is proud to support the 2015 Midwest Brouhaha. We are a Derby-owned roller skate shop in Buffalo, New York. Our focus is providing our customers with innovative and quality skates, parts, and protective gear from all the top manufacturers. Our customers represent a variety of skating styles and backgrounds. Our boutique shopping experience focuses on finding the right skates and gear for you. We also add a bit of style with our fun accessories and clothing. Visit us in Buffalo or online at turnaroundskates.com.
Hi everybody, this is Zach here from Rydell Skates, and we're here to talk to you today about an exciting new product we have. This is our R-Fit footbed kit. It's designed to help alleviate pain and reduce some soreness that people commonly get while skating. First, let's talk about the R-Fit footbed itself. It's a high-density foam with a soft top cover on it. It allows for a lot more cushion and support for a safer and more effective skating session. On the back side, there's Velcro components that allow you to attach adjustable arch supports and heel wedges to it, which is really where all the customization comes in. Installed in the footbed is a blue arch support, which is neutral. There's also a red arch support, which is for high arches, and an orange arch support, which is for low arches. Installation and swapping them out is really simple. All you need to do is just peel the Velcro off and then install the new insert. The heel is another area of customization. You can use the included purple heel lift to elevate the heel in the boot, which can reduce heel slippage, irritation, or shin splints. Or you can use the included green heel wedge. It's angled, so depending on the way you install it, it can help correct pronation or supination issues. This metatarsal pad can be installed on the top side of the footbed to help reduce numbness in the toe and ball area of the foot. Getting the proper fit is really simple. What you'll need to do is take your existing insole out of your skates. Then all you need to do is line the two up on top of each other and trace and trim to fit. The R-Fit footbed kit is available now at any of our authorized retailers. And for more information, you can always visit our website at www.roller.rydellskates.com.
Come celebrate summer with the